Hey everybody, I hope you're having a happy, healthy Wednesday. Listen, during this time, we realize that there's a lot of things that we do not have control over. There's little that we can do. I know it's super frustrating, but here's what we've got to remember. There's a ton that we do have control over, especially when it comes to our health. So we've given you tips on what we should be consuming, what we should be staying away from, as well as some ways to limit your toxic exposure. So we want to continue that conversation. Today, I want to talk about beauty products, the main things that you actually want to avoid putting on your skin that can find their way into the system, into the body, and actually wreak havoc. Now, there's so many products on the market that have chemicals in them that they're not healthy. And the downstream consequence of some of these chemicals over time could be things like cancer, could be infertility, and other hormonal issues. So we want to be aware of them. We want to know what they are, and we want to do our absolute best to avoid them. So when we're buying beauty products and when we're assessing our beauty products at home, the first thing that I want you to look for in everything, your shampoos, your conditioners, your lotions, any soaps, any makeup, I want you to look for parabens, okay? Now, typically there's gonna be a long name before it and then it'll say paraben. So there's multiple different parabens. What I want you to be aware of is they're all hormonal disruptors, okay? So they're gonna wreak havoc on our hormonal system. That's literally one of the main communication systems within the body, and we cannot affect one hormone without affecting multiple other hormones. So we want to make sure that we keep that hormonal system in check, and we don't want it to go haywire. So we know that parabens can actually disrupt our hormonal system, like I said, leading to things like fertility as well as potentially cancers down the road. Now, we care for a lot of individuals that are struggling to conceive. We know that in the United States, 1 in 8 couples actually struggles to conceive. It's a real common problem, and we care for a lot of those people. And a common trend that we see is a large percentage of these people come in contact with a lot of toxins, and we got to clean that up. So if we look at professions, and one of the professions that we've seen where there's the highest rate of infertility, it's actually a beautician, where they're constantly coming in contact with a lot of these toxic chemicals, whether it's on their skin or they're inhaling them in the salon. So if that is your profession, if you have some control, maybe switch some of the products that you're using that don't have these parabens and some other ingredients we'll talk about. And at home, make sure that you're definitely not using them, especially if you're struggling to conceive. The other thing to look out for is aluminum. So a lot of deodorants on the market actually contain aluminum. We know that it can be a neurotoxin. We definitely don't want to be putting it on our skin. If it's on our skin, it can obviously seep into the system. And especially if we're putting it in our armpits, that's where we sweat, our pores are open, they're larger, it's close to the lymphatic system, right? We don't want to be burdening the body with more than it can handle, especially when it's something that we're putting in our armpit every single day. So avoid aluminum. There's tons of deodorants on the market that do not contain aluminum, that do not contain parabens. The other thing is phthalates. So once again, hormonal disruptor. You're going to find a lot of these compounds or these toxic chemicals in things that are scented. So if you like the scent, okay, let's make sure that the scent ingredients is fully disclosed on the label and everything is safe. If it's a scent that is safe, most likely it's just gonna have a blend of essential oils or something like that. But let's make sure that there's full disclosure there. I personally like non-scented stuff, free and clear stuff, whether it's laundry detergent or it's even soaps. So stay away from your parabens, stay away from your phthalates, stay away from your aluminum, and that should really decrease your toxic load quite a bit when we're talking beauty products. So those are the majors, but we listed multiple things that you're going to want to check for on your label and you want to stay away from when it comes to beauty products, as well as we've given you some good options for products that you can use. Natural Grocer has a ton. You can go browse their selection, bring this list with you, and make sure that whatever you choose does not have any of these. But Beauty Counter is another good product that, they have a great mission to try and eliminate a lot of this stuff from their products. And Pretty Frank is also another company that does a good job with this. So they used to be called Primal Pit Paste. Literally, you look at the ingredients on their deodorant and it's something that you could eat if you were in a pinch. And that's how we really should be treating our beauty products. If we wouldn't eat it, don't put it on our skin. So I hope that helped, and we'll continue this toxic discussion tomorrow for tip number 20.